So hello everyone, welcome in this small video tutorial on autoboxing and unboxing. So to learn autoboxing and unboxing, first you should supposed to know that there is something known as the wrapper class in Java. What is the wrapper class? You know, wrapper class is nothing but it's the predefined Java classes which is used for storing up the primitive data types. For example, integer value is there. Suppose integer a is equals to 10. So it's a primitive data value. A is equals to 10. Now, Java provides an integer class also. Using this integer class, by creating the object of the integer class, you can wrap up the a is equals to 10. That the value of 10 can be wrapped up in the integer object. Similarly, for character, we have string, for double, we have float, we have these classes. These are the system-defined classes to wrap up, to hold the primitive data types, primitive data values. These classes are known as the wrapper classes. So examples are, we have the integer class here. Yes, similarly we have the character class. These are the system defined class, Java defined classes. So these classes can hold primitive data types of the same type. Character can hold character data, integer can hold integer data. We can create object of this particular classes and can hold that particular primitive data type. So these classes are known as the wrapper class. Recall this thing, remind this thing. It's known as the wrapper class. So autoboxing, the wrapper classes you can consider as a box. When you say that autoboxing, we say that a primitive data value will be converted to where? To the object of the corresponding wrapper class. It becomes autoboxing because it is coming inside the box of the object. Yes, so wrapper class objects are like the box. So when you are keeping this primitive value into this wrapper class object, it becomes a boxing. Yes, similarly unboxing is the opposite thing. That is when a particular object of the wrapper class is converted to where? Primitive data values. It will be known as the unboxing. So the object is the box. From the box, you are keeping the integer value out or character value out and giving it to the primitive data type. It will become known as the unboxing. Yes. So the primitive data types we have like boolean. We have the wrapper class boolean with the same name. See, this is the B is capital. That's the difference. Byte is the name of the primitive data type. We have the byte class, system defined class. Similarly for char, we have the character class. Float, we have the float class. Integer, we have integer class, full name. Long, we have long class. Short, we have short class. For double, we have the double class. These are the classes, system defined classes. We can create object of these classes and hold these primitive data types. I'll give an example. That's it. It's a very easy thing to understand otherwise. I'll not go to the theory much. See this particular example, it's a very simple example. What we're doing over here, we are creating an object of the class integer I by using the integer class and we are passing the value 10. So 10 is the primitive data type value, right? That is converted to the object I. So it's like a boxing. I is the object box which hold the value 10. Now if you keep a primitive data type value over here, I1. So I1 holds the value I. It means what? It means I is nothing but an object that is getting unboxed to I1 primitive value, because from the object box to the primitive value it is known as the unboxing. So we can print these values. The same thing is happening for this character. GFG character is having the value A and this character variable is getting these things. So it is like the unboxing. See this, it is unboxing automatically. So you are printing these values over here, the integer values, and you are printing this character values over here. So as simple as that it is. So now we'll see about the next example. The next example on the autoboxing also. See here, now here we can see that we are creating one list by using the annotations. We are using what? Integer type of list by using new array list of type integer, correct? So list can hold many integer values, correct? So for loop we are going from I to 10 and we are adding up the value 0 to 10. So this I are the integer value now, so it is getting auto boxing. It is automatically boxing to this list object using this add method. So these primitive values are getting boxed to the object of the integer type. Yes, so it is getting automatically. If you print, you can print the values over here very easily. Similarly, if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to execute this thing, then, and if you want to make it properly, then you can use this line of code. See here, it is getting the integer dot value of. So this values 0 to 10, which is the integer type, correct, int is written over here. So it's integer type values, i's are, that is now converted to integer object, and then you are adding to the list. So it is like the wrapper this is the wrapper class, and that wrapper class is getting the wrapper class object. So this is not an example of This is not an example. This line number 51 is not an example of autoboxing. It's just a simple thing, just the boxing only, not autoboxing from the primitive to non-primitive, nothing like that. Okay, so this is very clear to understand, I hope. Now we'll comment this part also. So now we'll unbox the next program one by one, and that will be fun for you. See, now we are seeing that another program with the illustrate find sum of odd numbers using autoboxing and unboxing. See, it is a very interesting program actually. What we're doing over here is that we'll start from the public static void main. See, we're creating the list object of the integer type, correct? By using the array list. Yes, by using this annotation of integer, we're creating this object list. Now this list is adding what? All the primitive data values of integer type. So automatically these integer values are going to the wrapper class object list, correct? So it's an example of autoboxing. Yes, so automatically it is getting boxed. So the value of list objects will be 0 to 10, correct? Sorry, 0 to 9, less than. So now here what you're doing over here, integer sum odd. Sum odd is an integer value. Yes, which calling sum of odd numbers and passing this object. See, sum of odd number is defined over here as a static method, so we can call directly. It can take the list integer list. See this, it's can take the wrapper class object of type integer only. So you are passing the integer object only, na? List is what? Integer object, correct? Integer wrapper class object with the value 0 to 9. So you are passing that. Now see what is happening. Integer sum is equals to 0. Integer I taking the value of iteratively the value of list. So 0 to 9 we are getting one by one in the integer 0. In the first iteration the value of I is equals to 0, correct? So if it is not, if you divide by 2 and the resultant modulus, correct? It is not the division, it's modulus. So resultant remainder, if it is not equals to 0, then only we are printing. So odd numbers are being added. So if it is divided by 2, then it will be equals to 0, right? Then we are not adding up that number, only the odd numbers we are adding up. So adding up the value of unboxing I automatically, correct? So in this way, if we print the sum, it is returning the sum, right? It's integer value. The sum will be what? From 0 to 9, it will result out over here and printing over here. So 25 will be printed. From 0 to 9, we'll add 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. In this way, we'll get the number of sum is equals to 25. So sum odds are what? It is integer, correct? So this sum of ordinary number is passing the wrapper class object, but when you are returning sum, it's what? It's an integer primitive value, correct? So from the wrapper class object, it is unboxing to the primitive integer value. So it's an example of unboxing, auto unboxing, correct? Yes, so that's why this unboxing result is being printed over here. So you can do it by another way. You can just comment it and uncomment it over here. So what we're doing over here is another thing. You're getting the int value. Int value is a method defined inside the integer class, correct? So int value will get the value of the integer. How? As a wrapper class value. So we are actually adding the wrapper class value over here. So for that we have to make it like this. So I dot int value is not equals to 0, then we are getting in this way. So it is getting from the wrapper class, the value is converted to where? To the integer, and then the same thing is being processed. Yes, so as we have to come in this part also, then only it will work. So now it should supposed to give the output 25. Yes, the same thing is done in two different way. So here automatically unboxing is done. Got it? So this is the list object, this is the wrapper class object we are getting. So I is an object, correct? I is an object which hold integer type, correct? Now here also we are getting what? From integer object to primitive integer value. So this is the example of unboxing. I'm typing it over here so that you can understand clearly. So in this way we are doing this unboxing automatically. So you should supposed to know about the wrapper class and the main class to understand these programs. And if in this program, if you just remove this part, now then what will happen? Here it will get already the sum will get the value 25. So here 25 plus 25, 50 will be the printed. Yes, the value of 50 is printed over here. So it's a very nice example for you. You can understand that how wrapper class are used. So similarly, you have to use the wrapper class of boolean, byte, character, float, long, short, and double. These wrapper classes are available, and the same way it works. Boxing, and that is the boxing happens automatically, and unboxing also. Yes, correct. So you have to go through with this more and more example. You have to test with the boolean, byte, character, float, and long, short, double in the same way. If I've done, I've shown you the example with the integer, right? So for you it will be very easy to do with the byte and float and long and short and double for sure. So character also a simple example I have given for that reason. Boolean is entirely new to you. So please take it as an assignment of this particular video and try to learn that how boolean, a wrapper class, can be used to hold true and false values, and how that can be taken as unboxing to the boolean and can be boxed from the boolean primitive type to wrapper class boolean, the same way as you have shown with the integer examples. And this PDF you will get, and all these programs which I explained I have used in this particular program, you will get as a PDF, and you can practice all these programs, and you will get this note in the description section of the video. If you like the way I'm teaching, and if you get benefited, if it adds value to your learning of Java, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.